I'm going to show you my big freezer that is full of stuff which I haven't seen the bottom of in a while. My freezer is so old, my door doesn't stay open without being held up. So, I'm going to try and do this. I'm looking for my whole chicken in here. My daughter requested some chicken salad sandwiches, and I don't have any cooked chicken, so I'm going to take a whole chicken and cook it up and have chicken salad sandwiches plus some other meals. There's the chicken. Now put this stuff back so the door is shut. So there you go. I have lots of stuff to eat in here that you'll see some interesting menus. I picked up this to make this recipe, some shredded pastry dough to make this dessert that's on the back, which looked really good. Walnut cake type. So that's a plan sometime soon. Do you see this price? I paid $2.18 a kilogram for 3 air-chilled chickens that were in here. There's one in this bag because I took the other ones and I froze them in Ziploc bags. So I paid under $10 for 3 whole chickens. It was a crazy sale. And now I'm taking one out. I'm going to put it in this pot of water. There's the chicken. And then this bag is a bunch of peelings I put in the bag in the freezer. So onion peel, celery, bok choy, peppers. I'm just putting that all in here. The onion skins, the purple and brown ones, will make a nice broth, nice color to the broth. And now I'm going to cook this for a couple of hours and we'll have broth and then cooked chicken, which I'll make chicken salad sandwiches out of, and then take the rest of the meat and freeze it or make something else with it. Haven't quite figured that part out yet. And then put the carcass, in a pot of water and cook that again for a while and make more broth. And whatever broth I make, I'm going to pressure can it to put in the cupboard or freeze it. And I'm going to use some of the broth to make soup with for this week for lunches or a supper. I haven't quite figured that part out on the menu plan. I think for one of the soups, I'm going to make one of these Campbell's soup kits I bought. Move some stuff out so things don't fall. A while ago. They were on sale. This one, the spicy vegetable medley with orzo, or I know there's a chicken one in here. Yeah, this one I'm going to try. It's a spicy chicken tortilla one, as I have some tortilla chips and that to put on top. And it just asks for broth, which I will make my own, some chicken, and diced tomatoes and bell pepper. I have all those things, so I might make that maybe for lunch tomorrow after church. There's the chicken that I boiled. I'm going to debone it, and here is the broth from the first cooking of it. I'm now going to debone it with the vegetable peelings in a pot and have it cook for most of the day and get more broth out of it. I'm going to make a ham and potato soup for lunch with the chicken salad sandwiches. I'm going to hide some little turnips in there, and carrots, celery, onions, potatoes, and garlic. I'm going to use my food processor to try and chop some of these smaller than I can do by hand, and it'll take less time. My family doesn't seem to like vegetables a lot, or at least big chunks of them, so it being really finely minced is perfect for my family. Okay. And in here I'm going to turn on the oven, the stove, for the butter to melt. And here is the chopped carrots, celery, onion, and turnip that I'm sauteing, and garlic. In here, tiny little pieces that are indistinguishable from each other. And I'm gonna get that cooking for about 5 minutes or so, and then I'll add flour to thicken it up, and then add some of the chicken stock that I just made and the diced potatoes and other seasonings. Where things are getting nicely cooked up, I had used 2 large carrots, 4 tiny onions, 3 celery stalks, and 2 tiny turnips. As I have some more turnips I need to use up and hide in something. So now I'm going to add a bit of flour so it can thicken. You can make this soup dairy-free, where you don't need milk at all, or you can add milk or cream or a little bit of both, or canned milk, whatever you want. Now I'm adding some chicken stock straight from the pot. I'll post a picture of the actual recipe below. Not that I really followed it. I used it for inspiration. Now I just diced up these potatoes, about 8 small medium ones. There's still one here. And I'm going to just add enough chicken stock to cover it well, and then I'll let it cook. until the potatoes are done. Let's see how much is there. And then I chopped up some leftover spiral ham that I got from the freezer from November 8th. There's about 2 cups, maybe 3 of it, and it was just little bits of pieces. I just chopped it up as small as I would fit on a spoon. And I'm going to put this in the pot as well. Now I'll bring this up to a boil and let it simmer. Might want a little bit more broth so that it has enough to cook the potatoes and enough to reduce a bit and thicken. Haven't decided if I'm going to add milk or some coffee cream because I don't have heavy cream. So it's like 10% cream here in Canada, and then heavy cream is called whipping cream here in Canada. So I'm going to add, I think, a little bit of cream at the end. And there is the de-meated chicken. And there's the meat, about 3 to 4 cups. And then I'm going to take the bones in here and plop it into the new pot of broth I am doing. So this has the vegetables peelings that I had from before and the new ones from the potato soup I just made. I'm going to throw in a couple more bay leaves because I find the bay leaves bring out the flavor of the soup. I'll cook for a couple of hours. Also, I'm going to add some cider vinegar to it to help extract more nutrients from the bones. I've heard that that is really good. So, can't help. I mean, can't hurt, I mean. And then when they are done, when I'm done making the stock, maybe later on tonight, I will can them into big mason jars there. And now I'm gonna make just regular chicken salad. My kids don't seem to like onions or celery in it, so it'll just be chicken, mayo, salt, pepper, maybe a bit of garlic powder, and put it on bread. That's it. So I tasted the soup. It needed a little bit of salt and pepper, so I added that. And now I'm going to actually blend it with a hand blender, an immersion blender. So plug it in. I'm just going to blend some of it. I hadn't locked it properly. So. Now let's see. There we go. It's still creamy. And there is chunks in there, which you want. Now I'm going to add some coffee cream, just a little bit. So I'm using 10% cream. Maybe about half a cup to a cup for this big pot. There. And there we go. And my husband wants a deli meat sandwich, so we have some leftover deli meat that I opened this morning for my daughters making omelets. They wanted deli meat in it, so just doing that. And there's lettuce and cheese. And then we are going to have the chicken salad and sandwiches and soup, and that's it. Here is the finished ham and potato soup, which I pureed a bit, and the chicken salad sandwich. And there's so much left over. We will be having leftover soup and some other leftovers for supper, as we have Jamaican patties from the other day and some Singapore noodles and other soups too, as well as dirty rice and 4 burritos made up in the freezer. So I'll let my family pick and choose what they'd like to have with this leftover soup for supper. This soup costs literally pennies. A few potatoes, some leftover ham, and some vegetables and broth. Not much at all. And that's about it, guys. Have a good night. Bye.